Howdy, howdy, folks on the internet, and welcome back for another edition of the Wisco Movie Watchers podcast, brought to you by PTE Creative. As always, we are your hosts, Evan and Davies. Now, doing something a little different. We're finally in a room together to do a podcast. What are you doing here?
Doing a commentary track on one of the best movies ever made.
So, for those that are deep into our channel's history, which we are about to hit a year, it's wild that we've. Thank you to everyone. And if you haven't done so already, please like and appreciate that, wherever you may be. One of the episodes that got this channel started with the Wisco Movie Podcast was I'm doing the ONETA show by myself. I have a bunch of rotating guests, or I do solo shows. We did Sleepaway Camp as a cult classic, and that's kind of what started off the classic series. Dylan just wanted a place to talk about some rando-ass movies.
Yeah.
But it is still available just because I wanted it to be there for goofs. We recorded the entire audio, and the only person you can't hear any of Dylan's audio.
You don't need it.
It was a learning experience, but I thought, what better way than go back to Sleepaway Camp and give a commentary track, one of the most ridiculous goddamn movies I've ever seen in my life. Would you agree with this sentiment?
It's out there. I mean, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen, but
it's out there. So, we're going to be doing a commentary track to Sleepaway Camp, getting everyone ready for summer camp this year. Let's have some fun. We're going to start this bad boy up. If you don't have the movie up yet, want to watch it with us, ready for yourself, pause the show yourself, but we are going to start in seconds.
Yeah, so if you have a different copy, we're starting at In Fond Memory of Mom, a Doer.
Yes.
The iconic title.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, we are starting with that title card of a dedication to his mother. That's where our copy is going to start. We're going to start here in 3, 2.
Is
Mom.
That's not even like a compliment either.
It can be.
But it's like...
That's a nice logo.
It's a little janky.
It's a little janky, but it's not... what is this, 83?
Yeah. For an independent company.
Yeah. Sleepaway Camp.
Look at those colors.
No, the colors are beautiful. And that's why it threw me off the first time you told me about this and we watched it. Because I was like, Sleepaway Camp, it's a summer thing. Why the fuck is it fall?
Well, that just shows, like, if you're just filming at the right time and... the New England area,
which is beautiful.
You're set.
Well, especially as a former resident of New England.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area is absolutely gorgeous for the.
Yeah, all these introducing,
not
like starring.
Alyssa Rose,
because they're all like 12 years old.
Yeah. I mean, I give them credit for working with a young cast outside of Robert Earl Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
What else is he in that we just recently watched?
Robert Earl Jones, obviously.
James Earl Jones'
father.
Yeah.
But this comes out the same year as Jedi. Return of the Jedi. So imagine that.
Your son's just on top of the world, and you're just like, I'm working.
You're like, hey, how much did Jedi gross? How much did Sleepaway Camp make? It's like, I don't know if it even was released.
I don't even know.
I'd actually be curious if this was a wide release or not. I don't.
It's got to be released somehow. There's not movies that.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't give as bad and ridiculous as it is. I think we can both agree. We love it, but it's not good.
You got Robert Hiltzig, who's the director, and the producer, and the writer.
And dedicating to his mom, a doer.
Yes.
So maybe he's a doer. We're not sure. It could be a doer. I just think the big thing is we both can agree. Not the greatest movie in the world.
Definitely not.
We love it, and now it's become the family classic, especially with our cousins as well. Because I just show them weird shit from back in the day, and our cousin Hannah fell in love with this shit. She's like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And now almost every time we see each other, it usually starts, bastards, pricks, cocksuckers, like just bullshit like that.
So this is a flash forward, would be my guess.
Yeah, especially with the sheriff notice and everything. Yeah.
It never actually says.
Well, there's some finesse to this that sets it up in a way where you're like, maybe there's some promise here.
Also, I like that pole right there, that telephone pole. Mm-hmm. That's very... You don't see those in movies. Like, that's, like, very common thing. That
telephone poles?
You never really see it, like...
Well, I mean, that's shot most of the time.
Yeah, but looks... I think it looks good.
Well, the old wood ones, yes, that are, like... Still, that have that grain to them.
It's just... There's something nostalgic about those ones.
That is such a Boston
Can't say
fucking accent.
Starting with the accents.
You lawyer?
I mean, it's not bad acting.
It gets worse, though, progressively.
Yeah. See, this just feels like
Meatballs?
I was gonna say like a local theater putting on a play.
Yes,
like that kind of acting.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's fine. Like the dad's fine.
Yeah.
You could be like, okay.
It's just the kids where like there's absolutely no breath or anything in between their lines. They're just saying a line and then immediately saying another one. There's no pauses. Another weird... No one calls anyone a schemer.
It's a great word, though. I dig the...
So you got two already. Doer, schemers.
Should we keep track of the ridiculous...
If there's any weird ones, yeah. And this chick. Vehicle manslaughter.
Well, she's a driver. She's a doer.
Yeah, she's definitely a doer. I mean, she decapitates people. That's a good question. Does she go to jail for this?
You don't get...
Would you normally?
Yes!
Okay, I was going to say, I would think so.
If you run into someone with a boat, yeah.
Now, who's at fault? She's a minor. Now, if that guy who let her drive, if he's an adult,
bub,
who would get blamed?
For those on the audio voters, I had a queso. Kitty cat. Hi to the end. So there's so much time from this shot.
I love the...
There's so much time to...
Yeah, the problem
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't try to avoid it at all. I love this chick.
No, this is so bad.
The skier is awesome.
This is so bad, dude.
Where she's just screaming her head off. I love it. We didn't hit people. We hit a boat. Oh, maybe she doesn't decapitate someone.
Is it just me, or does that feel like 1,000% off frame?
Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Maybe thinking of that.
I just love the technique here because he definitely was floating at an angle where off frame he definitely just kicked a couple times and just got himself started. That's always...
That looks like the Home Alone house.
A little bit.
From the outside. Best actor, right here.
We confirm that that's a man playing that part?
No, it's not. People theorized that it was the director.
Yeah.
In drag.
This woman.
What a style to pick, too. She's going for something.
She's going for something. Do you remember those books, those children's books, and it's like Madeline or whatever, and it's a bear?
Yeah.
The Parisian bear. That's the style I'm getting. It's just Parisian bear.
Well, it's... What I would compare it to is a silent movie actor speaking.
Yeah.
Because it's like very big, very performative. But she's making big choices.
Oh, she's going for it. can attest. As of recording, I just went to the Sogo Film Festival last night, which is out of Stoughton, Wisconsin. It's a smaller film festival, but it's a lot of good fun. A lot of really good material there. And some of the films were, I would want to say, in between poor quality independent film. And by poor quality, I mean like film grade. Not like people making it or anything, or even their performances. And elevated home movie. And she's right in that range for me.
Sure. But this movie, overall, doesn't look amateurish at all.
No, it doesn't at all. It looks good for what it is.
Like, this looks the same as any other, like, low-budget comedy of that era.
Yeah.
Like, I would say this looks better than Animal House, which is...
I'd agree with that.
5 years earlier, I think.
As we've heard on the Top 100 series, I love Animal House, and I've watched it 1,000 times.
Like,
I would say it looks better than Stripes.
Yeah, yeah.
Caddyshack's right on the... Depends on the cut you get.
Yeah.
Caddyshack.
This episode brought to you by Vodka, Elderflower, and Pear Cocktail from Two Chicks.
Harbor and sparkling water that has no alcohol. It's your boy Straight Edge.
Yeah, this is a 5%.
Yeah, Two Chicks seltzer water or vodka seltzers. We'd be happy to have you as a sponsor on the channel.
Yeah, we need our cut now. Thanks. This reminds me of The Parent Trap. This part.
Very Parent Trap-esque, and also, I said this already on one of the shows. This is the most disorderly summer camp I've ever seen in my life. As someone who's worked at summer camps for the last 6 years of my life, or no, 7 summers of my life, and will soon have another one, or I guess technically when this this episode's released, we'll be in summer camp again. This is the most disorderly way you could possibly start anything.
Are you saying your summer camp doesn't have the adults just screaming at people as they run?
I can attest that we are professionals where I work, and we actually treat people with dignity, kindness, and respect.
Well, I think it shows that those kids aren't excited enough. Those kids are freaking out.
Alright.
Oh.
That guy's so fucking creepy.
Yeah. Yep. Artie the chef.
Also, what a line. It is funny. I'm starting I have a playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red right now. On the SSN, there's some real creepy ass shit that is said. It's not meant to be creepy, but...
Oh, I was about to say, you're
an adult reading it, and it's just like, I like a feisty kid trainer like you. And you're like, that's creepy, that's weird. Or you have to, like, rub the captain's back because he's sick. And you're like, yeah, that's what's happening. It's obviously internet.
There's some world building for you.
That's some world building.
Yeah, they've had lives before this.
That apparently Judy didn't have tits and has tits now.
And she was dating, I can't remember what his name is. Ricky.
She and Ricky were steadies.
Yeah.
I still remember, even just like 2 years
I think
ago,
actually in the 80s wasn't the term going around. I think so.
I'm not sure.
You're going around with someone.
Huh.
I think steady's more like a 50s term.
Oh, you mean this clearly not 13-year-old girl that's supposed to be 13?
That's the question is she supposed to be an older person at this camp?
I think so.
I always read it as like her and Meg are a little bit older than everyone else, but I could be completely wrong.
I just think it's because...
Although, Meg might be a counselor.
Meg is a counselor.
Yeah. Yeah, she might have been like... What's the term? Robbing the cradle?
Yeah.
She was robbing the cradle with Ricky because she's clearly
that is an adult
5
woman.
years at least.
That is
older.
an adult woman. I mean, yes, she's young, but that is a full-fledged adult.
Okay, yeah, Meg must be a counselor. Icon. It's a very weird hairstyle in the 82 that Meg has. It's almost like Princess Leia.
It fits technically then.
Yeah, but Star Wars is a fantasy movie. Technically.
Yeah, space fantasy at that.
Because all those other chicks, they have what I would consider stereotypical 80s
Well,
hair.
what's really funny is people consider, like...
See, you put that braid on the side, she's Princess Leia.
A little bit. She's also got a little bit of Deb from Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, that reminds me. So I told Evan this earlier. I watched Waterworld for the first time, and Deb is in it as a child actor.
Yes, she is.
I was like, the whole time I was like, where do I know
Tina
her face?
Margarino, yes.
Yes, and I was like, oh, it's fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
This is the only establishing shot of Meg and the Lascivious...
And Mel.
Mel, thank you.
I think he just slapped her ass.
That's wild.
Pretty sure. I also don't see... Why are they so concerned? Is this not the first day? Oh, never mind.
So why...
See, at least he's kind of a creep just because what he's wearing.
Yes.
But he's at least trying to be nice.
We talked about this in a previous episode. Why is this such an erotic film?
Yeah.
Just understatedly erotic at
Robert
all
Hill's
times.
like, he's working through something.
It's just wild. Like, why is he in a cutoff? Super muscular. The shortest shorts possible when they've already shown it doesn't have to be the shortest shorts possible in the series.
You think they flew any actors out from LA to get in this movie?
Maybe. I mean, that's a New York actor if I've ever heard.
Oh, no. I bet a lot of them are New York. Yeah, let's leave her with him. He looks trustworthy.
Also, that's the worst part about him as a counselor.
Yeah, that's true. He does
is
leave
that he
her.
does not have the foresight to go, I don't know about this. Because you should know by now that that's fucked.
Yeah, maybe he's never actually talked to Artie beyond a surface level.
We had an experience once at a camp that I worked at. I'll give no further details than that. There was a guy who did not work for us. He was an independent contractor. But within 5 seconds, I just went, I don't trust that guy. I don't like the vibe. And I was right. Thankfully, nothing happened with any kids at our camp. But we looked into it, and something happened.
Oh.
And previously that we didn't know about. And I was like, get him the fuck out of here. I was like, absolutely not. We're not doing this.
No background check?
I mean, it was an electrician or something of that nature,
okay.
so it wasn't like our employee, but he was our building needed to be revamped a little bit, so he was around on a semi-frequent basis, and I was like, fuck no.
See, at least Ricky, he catches on quick.
Yeah.
He's got Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. Artie. Throw a mustache and goatee on Dahmer, and maybe have him gain about 50 pounds. Now this actor, I don't remember his name, but the only
Mel.
other in the movie, yes, Mel. The only other thing I've seen him in is Midnight Express, which is like, it was nominated for Best Picture. I think it was 1978, and he's like fantastic in that movie.
Then he does this.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, it was
hilarious.
more of a surprise because I watched Sleepaway Camp and then I watched Midnight Express after. So it's like, wow, he actually was capable of acting.
Mike Kellen.
Okay. This pot Was that made for the movie?
It had
Or
to
is
be.
there really a
It
pot?
had to be made for the movie.
That thing's like 3 feet tall.
Also, what a perfect... I was noticing this, and you could tell who has been professionally in the industry at the film festival that I just mentioned, and ones that do privately, because everything feels rushed.
Sure.
In the amateur one, where they don't take their time, it's just like, it's very quick.
Yeah.
That's where it looked amateurish, where he's like, I'm gonna lift the pot up and barely sprinkle any salt in this enormous fucking pot that clearly, physically should not be able to work.
For a pot
and then I'm gonna chuck it.
Yeah, for a pot that size, you'd probably need like a whole handful of salt.
Yes.
It's even creepy to a pot. I mean, when you're boiling 200 cobs of corn, I guess you do need a pot that
What's
big.
hilarious with the... It's also fucking...
Why is his butt so dirty?
Right.
Yeah, this part is great. But it also makes 0 sense. Like, he's a full-blown adult. How is he stuck in this situation?
The adult hands...
Hey, how about you just fall to the side? Like, it's such a simple... Oh, man. And he chose the worst thing to do.
Yep.
Like, oh, I'll just bring this boiling water on top.
Ironically, his arms and his hands are probably the thing that would have been safest.
But, like, this doesn't look amateur at all.
No.
Like, that's high-level makeup effects. So they had someone talented working on it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, the people around that time are, like, Tom Savini. Can't remember who worked on Friday the 13th Part 2. But, like, that's on par.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Can't say it's not good stuff. Edward Hudson Falls. So theoretically, this is New York.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, no. No shit. Of all the parts so far, that's the most, like... Okay, these are not professional actors.
No.
Except one. Is that a women's shirt? A woman's shirt that he's wearing?
Feels like it.
It looks very, very...
I could be wrong.
Although I do know men used... Or, like, teenagers used to wear, like, cut-off shirts.
Yeah.
Men used to.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, you see a bunch of them later in this.
Yeah, like... That's something I never would have...
Or even remember,
guessed.
like, athletes growing up that we watched under, like,
Oh,
pads
look at
and
that.
stuff.
Look at that fly trap.
That fly trap is fucking...
That's like... It's something too real, where I'm like, I don't want that in the shot.
Yeah, it's a little...
Maybe if that was art in the frame with it, but not Robert Earl Jones.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
Classic 80s. Mind your own business.
That was such a... He's just such a creep,
Yeah.
dude.
James Earl Jones, he definitely inherited that deep voice.
Yes, he did.
Oh, this is a bad joke.
This is a very 80s joke that did not age well.
Yeah, that is the case. Hey, those trucker hats have come back in style.
That's the thing is, it's really fun being such a fan of old from the 80s and the 90s. See how much that has returned, come back, or like the glasses of the time have all come back into fashion, and we're now starting to get even the 2000 stuff back. And I was like, we didn't need that back.
Wonder if like the Ed Hardy stuff will come back. There's a real cutoff. I mean, that's barely a shirt.
Yeah, that shit would never fly.
Like if he was a woman, you'd see underboob.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if you're that confident, why not? Those are some shorts too.
Shirts, just like pitcher shirt or the counselor. I like how we're playing serious baseball,
I was about
but
to
we're
say,
playing underhand.
They're talking so much shit, and then it's underhand.
That throw was terrible.
Yeah.
You see the
That's
mechanics of that throw?
Clearly not a baseball player.
That's an actor if I've ever seen it.
Again, the pitcher is talking shit, and then he pitches underhand. That's a good hit.
That could be.
That was an okay throw. That's
that
okay.
Wasn't bad either. Seen as no.
If I saw guys dressing like this and like that, I'd be like, "How do you have so much confidence?" A great line.
That's one of the best
great
lines of this entire movie. You shouldn't die, Ricky. You shouldn't live, Bill.
I mean,
that's a great line.
It's a good counter.
Say what you will, even though that underhand pitch was ridiculous, at least there was some mustard on it.
Mozart, can you catch it? Barely. Mozart is the kind of kid where like his parents signed him up for the sport, not he wanted to be. Yeah.
You mean some of the kids that were infamous for being on your soccer team?
Exactly.
That had no business being on your soccer team.
If you don't even enjoy yourself out here, why are you playing?
So aggressive for no reason.
Is that a Cobra shirt?
Yeah.
Before?
That's a hell of a catch.
Before Karate Kid. Yeah, that was a good catch. Was the bet not $5? Like, there's not even $1 to go around to each person. We each get 50 cents. Yes.
We can buy a Corvette with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like. So the thing is this: I was mentioning this earlier, and I kind of lost this thought. It's wild. People think decades are 0 to 9. If you're actually looking at fashion trends and how culture changes, it's more like the 5 to the 5.
Yeah.
Because this is still way closer in the 70s than it is actual 80s that we remember as the 80s.
Culture, it does change rapidly. That's a nice mullet, though, that guy's got.
I was going to say, he'd be in fashion now. How do you feel about the return of the mullet? Not a big fan, I ain't gonna lie. Some people can pull it off, but I'm not a big fan.
I don't care, but the weird thing that I think is back is the mustache.
See, I'm a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of a lone mustache.
There are some people that can do a mustache. If you're listening, you know you're one of them out there. That they do such a good lone mustache. They owe it to the world to give them the mustache, but they won't do it.
If they can grow a nice mustache, sure.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people that
There's some people trying it that you're like, what are we doing here, folks? What are we doing here?
That's a full-blown adult as well.
Yes. That Blue Oyster Cult shirt's actually pretty rad, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Nice pants, Mel.
What does Meg see in this guy?
It's the weirdest storyline. Where it has to be that clearly that was written before they cast it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that older guy.
No, it was supposed to be like a 30-year-old maybe. Like, older for her, but
well,
not...
it could be older as in like Silver Fox. All due respect to Mike Kellen, he ain't giving Silver Fox. Like,
I think it's even younger. I think he was probably supposed to be like 35, 40 maybe.
Still inappropriate, but...
Yeah, exactly.
But you could at least look at what the young woman sees and goes,
yeah.
I guess if you're
This
really
is
into older
like-
guys...
That's like a 50-year age gap.
Yeah.
It's insane. Oh, Ginger in the background. Saw it.
Representation.
Only one.
Representation's important.
I think it's 2% of the world is redhead.
Also, wild part to me. I don't think anybody in this film, male, female, any descript nature of a gender, anyone's super attractive in this. I don't think there's anyone that, by traditional standards,
Yeah,
anyone would be like,
yeah.
whoa, that's a really attractive person, right?
I don't know. I think like Mel and Judy, at the time, they were probably considered attractive.
You mean Meg? You said Mel, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Meg.
So,
Sorry.
like, I could understand kind of Meg, maybe Judy at the time, but, like,
Because they seem
all
like
due respect to Felicia Jones,
Alyssa, yes.
I'm not trying to comment on a child's appearance here, but I don't understand why all these guys are, like, 4 years older than her are like, let's go for her, and then call her a bitch when she doesn't say anything.
She's the one. She's unattainable. They always want what they can't have.
I could see if someone finds him attractive, I guess.
Yeah, he's got a Lou Ferrigno vibe.
Lou Ferrigno. I mean, star of the Scorpion King 4.
Yeah, which we just saw earlier. Yes.
Dylan just went Blu-ray hunting, and I had the honor of accompanying him, and it was really fun trying to get you to buy really bad movies.
There's plenty of them.
One I definitely remember for the rest of my life is they made a Scorpion King 4 starring Lou fucking Ferrigno. That's wild.
Now, this doesn't make any sense. Why does Judy have it out for her so much?
What group of young men does that? I can see young men being dumb enough to think we can get an entire group of girls to skinny dip. I can see that. But what group of young men go skinny dipping as a group of men
Yeah, that is a little odd.
without a group of young women
This is
with them? I'm talking about
Yeah.
teenagers, and I'm not trying to talk about sexuality, gender, any orientation, anything like that. Obviously, there are men that'd be very interested in that. But in what 80s portrayal of a movie are you seeing a group of boys just being like, you want skinny dip with us? Fine, we're going to have fun by ourselves. And you're like, what? That shit's just not real.
Talk about another thing that's very 80s. Skinny dipping.
Yeah.
Like, I've never done that.
No. I have zero interest in doing it.
This is 2 days in a row where I watched a movie with skinny dipping in it.
What was yesterday's feature?
Friday the 13th, Part 4.
Part 4.
Hey, it's one of the best ones. Most people say it is the best one. This guy's
Idiot.
his game is bad.
This is a terrible game. And also, we're talking as people who don't really have game, but at least found partners.
Yeah. Well, I don't even look anymore.
I know you don't actively try, but I don't claim to have game, and even I know, whoa, you somehow got a woman out by yourself.
I was about to say, she clearly likes you, dude. She's alone with you
or
on a
she
boat.
at least is willing to give you a shot.
Yeah.
In some way to at least talk to you. So you know what you should do? Fuck it up immediately.
Yeah. It's one of the guys who like negs people to get her to like him. Where it's like, dude.
I agree. Real schmucks. This is such an erotic movie, and I don't get it. Very homoerotic as well.
Now, see, that line reading fits more if Ricky was the killer.
Yeah.
It's like the other boys.
Yeah.
So maybe Ricky's killing people as well.
Just don't understand what this. What was the guy's name? Robert
Hiltzig.
Hiltzig. What? I think you're right. I think he's working through some things right now.
Yeah. I don't think he ever directed again until like there are like sequels to this movie. One of which stars Bruce Springsteen's sister. But I don't think he directed for like another 20 or 15 years. This guy is so pissed. See, why isn't he in more of the movie? Well, okay. Good effect. Sort of.
It's a good effect. The kid's not even 24 hours drowned, but
Yeah. Kind of helps that he's slightly upside down.
yes.
'Cause,
Helps
yeah,
the shot.
when I tilted my head, it doesn't look as good.
On the old Robert Hiltzig IMDb page.
Because there was Sleepaway Camp 2, 3, and maybe 4. Those are technically, like, the rights were sold for them. So it's not like, they are official sequels, I guess, but they weren't made by the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, clock that guy's mustache.
It's a good mustache.
Now, you'll see later why I said that.
Looks like he's part of. Wrote Return to Sleepaway Camp in 2008.
Hmm.
And
That's the one.
his directorial escapades are Sleepaway Camp and Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
And he was a producer on this, Return to Sleepaway Camp behind the scenes, and a film in 2017 called Toxic Tutu.
Huh. Sure, that movie's just as good. Huh. Yeah, I've not seen the Sleepaway Camp sequels. I don't think they'd have the same.
Let's be honest, it's probably
I don't think they'd have the same magic as this.
for the best. As the kids would say, Judy's got some aura though. She's wearing a shirt with her own name on it.
Yeah.
There's some aura there.
Is this a prison they're forced to go? What would they be showing? 83?
Probably the really old 60s. It's like a Walt Disney movie, probably.
Maybe E.T. from the year before.
I guarantee you they do not have a printing of E.T. at this camp.
They bought it secondhand from a theater.
You mean kind of like your, how you definitely don't have a for-year consideration DVD?
Yeah.
Definitely don't have one of those for the Oscars.
We got a total of 2 counselors who were empathetic.
What a horrible serve. Also, wouldn't be shocked if they had like a Sound of Music printing or something like that.
Yeah, sure, something way older. Yeah.
However, I will say, 80s, they did not care as much what kids watched.
True. Yeah.
So they might have some wild shit in there.
Odd choice of jersey. Double zeros.
So why don't jerseys from back in the day have any neckline whatsoever?
Well, I was thinking, when did they start making long sleeve jerseys?
Well, that used to be a thing back in.
Oh, did it?
Or if you go back and look at like the 60s, 50s era of jerseys, especially like those old Packer teams, those old Viking teams.
Oh, yeah,
They
I
had the long
suppose.
sleeve jerseys, and those are the best.
See, I think that's good acting by her.
Yep, it's not so bad.
Like,
Gets the point across.
yeah. Like, when you know the reveal at the end, makes sense.
I guess we should have said spoilers will be in this conversation.
I'm assuming you've seen it.
If you're doing a commentary track of it, probably.
Yeah. He's odd.
Just
Why are they always fucking with Mozart?
what would Mozart ever do to them?
He seems like a nice kid.
Justice for Mozart, right?
Did that ever happen to you at a sleepover? Me either. Never pranked anyone at a sleepover, like. I think that's much more of a 80s, 90s thing.
I think it's just a movie thing that some people.
Well, I knew kids that were like mean like that,
Yeah.
but
Does he have a knife? Why was he allowed to bring a knife? What kind of fucking camp is this? Oh my god, as a child care provider, this is so problematic.
okay, that Lou Ferrigno's not mean. He's nice
He's
enough.
playful. I don't know why he just needed to jump on a bunch of kids, but
Yeah. But he's nice enough.
yeah,
He's not downright
they're teen boys.
sociopathic.
They're teen boys. You gotta give them a little rope. You know?
That's charming.
Yeah, that is. She is tiny. That is an adult woman.
Yeah. Her hair is like
Long as fuck.
ridiculously long. That's like one of those people that has never had a haircut, you know?
Yeah.
I knew one kid in school that was like that. But he was Native American, so it was like,
Explain.
yeah, it was part of his culture, I think.
Yes. Oh, Paul, see, this is why you suck.
Paul sucks from the. Well, he's nice enough at the beginning, but he's a dog just like everyone else.
Yeah.
He cheats on her.
So angry all the time.
I mean, I will say, like, I mean, that's not defensible, but, like, it would be frustrating for a kid to just be, like, say nothing and stare at you.
It's frustrating, I understand, but you don't go immediately from like, you gonna go in the water? Why don't you ever fucking talk to me?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not how it works, man. Like, I was gonna say, look this up, but I gotta see
If I remember right, she hasn't done anything big. Trying to see which guys are taped up on the wall. See who is the heartthrobs.
Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor.
Spoiler alert, she's not a survivor.
Spoilers, yeah.
Talk about another line that's very 80s.
Yeah,
Carpenter's Dream.
it's a good insult.
It is actually. So would you allow kids to do this?
Absolutely not!
I mean, it looks pretty safe.
A water balloon fight on a roof that is pitched.
And then Mel's just in the background teaching kids how to swing.
No context, just screaming cocksuckers is amazing.
You think Ricky was just allowed to just go free on that?
Cocksuckers.
Doesn't make sense. Come on, Mel. Okay, that guy in the background, that tall one, he has to be at least 25.
Maybe. Pneumonia.
Ricky's a good family member, though.
He's trying.
He stands up for her. Maybe a little,
A little aggressive.
yeah.
A little aggressive.
Maybe
but-
a little overconfident, too.
Yeah.
He was about to fight 6 people at once.
You fucking bastards! Cocksuckers! Bricks!
Okay. So those guys are campers as well.
Allegedly.
What is this age range?
It's definitely an 80s teen, so.
I mean,
an
I
early
had
20-year-old.
chest hair in high school, but
We're not talking this level.
yeah. 'Cause I remember me and Itner were the only two who had chest hair. So it's like, yeah. At least there was one other person.
You don't remember everyone else. There were guys above our grade. In my grade. Jesus Christ, you are a bear.
Yeah, yeah.
You are a fucking bear. I guess more power to you, but you know. Rated kill. This is so ridiculous that it goes over the top
Yeah.
to something different. Drop the nest, though.
Or, you know, crawl under that door. This is avoidable. You know what's the worst part about that? He died without wiping. It's gonna be embarrassing for him. Again, good effects.
Good makeup, yes. This is wild, though. You know, like, the movie tries to be real.
Talk about another storyline that's just like comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I gotta look up when he was born.
Hell?
$1922.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's 61.
Yeah. It's not cute.
See if I can find Meg's age. And Meg was born in 64.
She's 19 and
Yeah.
he's 61. Fuck that, dude.
There's no problem here. I don't like Paul.
And Paul just gets worse as the movie goes on. You're like,
Yeah.
you suck.
I guess he's nice enough here and
This is very teen.
yeah.
Or early teen.
Yeah, we never had the chance to go to a camp.
We could have if we wanted to.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a reveal that doesn't quite make sense to me.
Yeah, the reveal, the dad was gay. You're like, okay.
Well, not just that. Maybe it's just online speculation, but apparently there was some kind of hint that he was sleeping with his brother-in-law.
Okay.
Like the
These
crazy
two aren't siblings, they're like cousins, maybe?
no, the crazy aunt,
Yeah.
her husband.
Huh.
So I don't know. That might just be internet speculation. But that's a pretty abstract scene.
Yeah.
It's not spelling it out for you. Solid game.
Capture flags.
Although I like the way we play it more, where you hide the flag. That was a lot more fun. You know another game that I've never seen in a movie? Kick the Can.
Great game.
Yeah. Probably the best game in our childhood.
Oh, that was the game of our childhood. That and Bloody Murder slash what as most people call Ghosts in the Grave.
Yeah.
It's played technically differently.
They're similar.
Yeah.
See? First chance he gets.
You're tinier than she is outside of your chest.
I'm gonna look up their ages again. Because I'm curious about if she's an adult at this point. So, according to Reddit, she was 17 while filming.
Okay.
And Paul was born in 68. Or,
Teen and film,
yeah.
probably.
Okay, not that weird, I guess. I thought maybe, like, Judy was a full-blown adult, because, you know, minor.
Yeah.
Ricky's playing the long game.
Oh yeah.
Always risky.
Ricky plays this game similar to the way I play. Games
Yeah.
we played.
But then, like, half the time, no one would even, like, the round would be over before.
My long plans
Yeah.
even came to fruition.
Yes. That was a nice shot. I like that.
Just pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah. In the background, subtle. Definitely thought he was going to say a different S word, considering the 80s. She must be very upset
also don't understand that last. Did you see that last second?
Yeah.
Where she looks sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're causing all these things to happen.
I think Judy could benefit from some therapy.
Yes.
You're not Burt Reynolds anymore,
Yeah.
buddy.
No longer Burt. Oh,
Sure.
You weren't a willing participant. Oh, no.
She dragged him to the woods, kissed him forcibly. Judy has a very 1950s style of acting as well.
Yeah.
Like the way she says words.
Elongated over.
Yeah. It's like a totally different cadence than natural. If I was Ricky there, I'd be like, "No, you're acting a little weird, dude."
You're acting a little crazy here, brother. Also, definitely could get away from.
Yeah.
Also, what a shitty counselor.
That is such a baseless accusation.
Uh-huh. This professional podcast with a cat's ass just in the middle of the shot. Love it.
What?
He's friendly. Out of the shot.
All good. Okay, he does return.
Real peckerhead, you know?
Yeah, just to call him peckerheads.
Another good insult.
He seems pretty nice, though.
So why all those little kids just throwing sand at her? God damn.
But that's to set up later. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's one never made sense to me. Okay.
The completely, like, unnecessary kill.
Oh, just like, I'm going for everybody.
Yeah.
That's ever wronged me.
That's what I'm assuming, at least. It is so clear that Wet Hot American Summer took so much from this movie.
1000%.
Like, he's on his motorcycle.
Yes.
He's got the helmet in his hand.
There's a lot of meatballs
Yeah.
and Sleepaway Camp.
Like, there's a whole storyline where that guy has to go take the kids camping, and he just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
See, that's something that always has been jokingly floated. I'd love to see a Wet Hot American Summer Friday the 13th collab. So, here we go. Come on. She's an attractive young girl.
Yeah.
She can find someone in her age range.
Yes. There are eligible people right next to her in the shop.
Yeah, yes. And she's like pumped.
Yeah.
It is odd.
Again, if she just acted like this and not a bitch,
Yeah.
it'd be fine.
Well, no, she's nice to everyone.
Except Angel. Yeah. Also, the lover boy poster. Nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's working for the weekend, baby. Never more has that been accurate than in today's world.
Okay, there's a shot coming up. I'll see where. I'll point it out.
So who takes a shower like that?
Very odd. Very odd.
Just humming into the water.
Also a weird kill. Like, hey, maybe move forward. I like the effects though. It looks good.
Mozart's knife. Goddamn.
Oh, I never put that together. Yeah.
Maybe it's Mozart's knife. Maybe.
It probably is. If it is,
It's all to set up that. It's all to make you think Ricky's
dude,
behind.
he
all
did
this.
not even clean that. That's still a bloody knife.
That is.
Oh, okay, maybe
Easy
maybe the
weapon.
shot isn't in this version. Because there's one shot, maybe it'll be later, but there's one shot where it's just backlit. But if you have the Blu-ray at least, it is so clear it's Ricky in a wig. Like, 100%. You can see his face. And it's so funny, but I'm like,
Probably why it's not in this.
yeah. Like, at the time, obviously, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. It just wasn't defined enough. That feels true. Kids are
That's
probably
honest.
asking,
It's
yeah.
very honest.
Kids are probably like that with you.
The amount of times where it's just like, can I do this? And you're like, this is gonna exponentially
Yeah.
take longer.
Can
if
I come
say
with
that.
you? Can I come with you?
It's not wrong. Being a creep, Paul.
It'd be great if Andrea just went, eat shit, Paul. Have that be the...
Eat shit and live.
Yeah.
That would be a good line if this was modernly.
Okay, Paul's not that bad.
He is though.
I mean, he's bad, but like, if he's truly apologizing, that's a lot more awareness than most people have.
Yeah, but the bar is so low. Though,
Yeah, that's true.
if you're saying it that way.
But even in the 80s,
still a shit.
I wouldn't expect like an apology, you know?
Traditional 80s movies, yeah, it's just, haha, I moved up, and you're like,
Yeah. I love this kid. So those two kids are to blame for all these deaths in this part. Because I don't think the killer would attack if there was
Yeah.
an adult.
Bad counseling right there.
Yeah.
You don't leave kids behind, man. What are you doing? That's 101 shit. That's just. I can't believe I would have to teach you that shit.
It's laissez-faire.
Oh, that's beyond laissez-faire.
Talk about such an unnecessary part of this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like the killer literally uses a hatchet to cut off.
But better yet, the killer has no plan.
Yeah, that's true.
And gets there and is like, I'm gonna get him somehow.
Can you imagine if Mel was honest there? It's like, oh yeah, I was supposed to have a date with her. It'd be like, what?
What?
Judy is the best though. Like, it's so fun. Everything
It's so wet.
Everything she says is funny. Mel, Mel kind of looks like a chimpanzee at times.
Also, you don't just walk into the.
Yeah, that's true too.
You fucking at least knock or something first. Big warning, be like, hey. A lot of self-worth issues here.
True, Judy is truly an icon.
An icon.
Like, she's awesome.
Should we go track her down so you can have a partner?
No, definitely not.
She's only.
Although I bet she's nice and real. But
she'd only be 28 years your senior.
Yeah, I wasn't even born. Yeah, neither of us were. Oh, here comes a great monologue. You could almost say Shakespearean.
Shakespeare. The fuck out of here.
I love that in horror movies. Where it's just like perfectly timed, like
Yeah.
the dead body's been there the whole time.
Sounds like he's somehow a fucking godfather.
Maybe that should be the monologue for tryouts. You know?
Oh, for your movie?
Yeah, casting. Yeah.
That's the one you want to go with.
Like, it would be funny if they don't even know what it's from.
Never get away from me again, Meg.
I had him. I had him. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it is.
That
yeah.
is so clearly Ricky.
That's so. Yeah, it's definitely Ricky. God damn. It's so ironic because she just clearly wants to get laid all the time.
Yeah.
So you should go to the social to.
Yeah, you would think she would go kiss the dude she was kissing, his best friend.
Yes.
Whoa. Oh my god. Ricky. You just punched a woman in the face.
Can't be doing that stuff, man. This is wild.
This
though.
is literally the wildest choice in this movie. And apparently, Jane Krakowski from Vacation,
Yeah.
she was supposed to be Judy at one point.
That's wild. I always forget Jane Krakowski was in the original Vacation.
Yeah. I can only imagine, like, her or her parents came across this part in the script and it's like, whoa!
Whoa.
I don't know about that.
Muffled sound's not bad.
Yeah,
Kind of works.
I kind of like the shot, but it's like it's to achieve something that's truly awful,
Yeah.
disgusting. I mean,
Also, how would she die from that?
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, she's being smothered, so.
Yeah, that's true. But like, no, that's great.
That's the best.
Like at the end of the day, horror movies are supposed to like rattle you.
Yeah.
That's rattling. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's some wild shit. Some nice clam chowder
yeah.
coming out.
Okay, that's actually not as bad as I remember. There's a part.
Doesn't check if they're alive. Doesn't check for a pulse.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah. There's a part in Friday the 13th, part 6, I think it is, where one of the counselors gets killed in the cabin, and it's just like carnage, like everywhere. There's blood, like all over the cabin. And I thought that was, I thought the reveal there was like that, but it's actually pretty tame. Also, I love this. He comes down because he's hungry. Now pay attention to what he comes out with.
Yeah, just pure candy.
Yeah, just handfuls of candy. It's so funny.
Dinner was shit.
I mean, at the end of the day, that would be what I would do too at that age.
What was this hand gesture Mel just did where it's like.
Now, this is where Mel turns into full-blown chimpanzee.
Oh,
He literally beats him like he's an ape.
really had the hots for Meg.
Yeah, apparently. The connection was real.
The connection.
Look at that. I mean, he's just going
Oh,
full-blown...
that Harambe hammer fist.
He's going full ape. Everyone's dying. Get everyone.
This guy's out of his mind.
I mean, Mel's the best predator of the movie.
Predator as in hunting down prey, you
In
mean?
all senses of the word. Oh, I do like this.
Because I was going to say, Artie, I think, has the true Predator
Yeah, that's true.
crown, which is not a crown you want. I want to make very clear. It's very negative.
Ooh, I love that effect. And that's super simple. Like you have a line connecting the two, and then you just send it. But then you got to match it up with the back one as well. So I like that effect. Oh, mustache. Pay attention. I wish there was a close-up on it, but it is so clearly a fake mustache. Like
That one looked very, very clearly.
it looks like construction paper. It's so angular.
How do you feel about in your movies we intentionally go bad effect?
I don't know about that.
Just
If it
construction
were- if-
paper mustaches.
If I was making a comedy, then yeah, go for it.
We can make a horror comedy like
I mean, I told you about the shaving cream beard in Monty Python and Holy Grail. Now that's class.
this is what? Also, oh, how did you become such a horn dog? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I guess the first scene you see him, he is talking about how
Yeah.
Judy got tits. So, like,
Puberty hit him hard.
a candy wrapper. Love that.
Yeah, that'd be an odd odd name for a candy bar as well. Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that mustache. It is so fake. So that means instead of doing what a normal movie would do, where you just shoot all his scenes in one day, they did it like months apart or something, where he shaved his stash in between. Also, he could just straight up have no mustache, and no one would clock him as the same cop.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was good friends with Meg.
Heard she's gonna go hammer
Oh,
fist in the
yes.
sequel.
Great close up on it.
Just doesn't even remotely match the hair tone.
It looks like the dad in Twilight. I can't remember his name.
The thing is, like, I was like, I don't know if that's fake as
Is
much.
it Billy Burke or something like that? So, he looks a lot like a young version of him.
He's properly close.
Yeah, this is a nice get-up. I like it. I bet Ronnie doesn't like it, though. He doesn't get to show off his muscles. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, it was. But as long as we get more of her, I don't care. Okay, think about how psychotic that is.
Yes.
Okay, what was going through your mind when you first saw this?
I was like, what the fuck?
Good fake head. Clearly a mask on a dude. That's not bad, because it's real. But that is so clearly a mask. Okay, what was going through your mind when you first saw it?
I'm stunned again like I was before. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
Like,
When I first saw it, because I had heard nothing about this movie, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is insane.
what in the fuck had just happened?
Oh, next up, Hell Night? That's a good movie, too. It's got Linda Blair in it. Really fun.
Oh, what a good.
Who's your MVP of this movie?
Ooh. Great question.
Mine is
here.
between the crazy mom and Judy. I don't know which one I'd pick, though.
Yeah. Interesting.
Ricky's also really good.
I think I'm gonna go Ricky here. I just think Ricky is the only thing that has any real continuity.
True. Yeah.
And the whole thing that they're going for is this realistic idea of a summer camp that clearly
Yeah.
someone who never went to a summer camp or went for like a day
Mm-hmm.
thinks summer camp is, which is just like boys being the most ruffian
Yeah.
bullshit
Yeah,
boys
yeah,
ever, and girls are very catty and they don't have. There's no
Yeah.
camaraderie anywhere. The only camaraderie you have is through negative shit towards
Yes.
others, and that's where I'm like, the fuck are we doing here, man? And from that sense of what they're going for, Ricky's the only one that has redeeming qualities and you like, but still fits that mold. Because like Paul immediately like, I don't know, he's just an innocent kid.
Yeah.
Just like classic 80s style horn dog, but and then immediately in the second one you're like, it's getting creepy there. Or when he's like pawing at her shirt, he's like, I'm not doing anything, and you're like,
Yeah.
nah, okay, we're done. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
We're done.
You
know.
The thing I like about that movie is the little like idiosyncrasies, like Paul coming out with a handful of candy, like little shit like that, where it's just like weird choices.
Yeah.
But it's just like makes it better. That's why I like it.
Oh, it's just like I also think that part of the reason this film feels like there is nothing to it is because it's not a full film. It's just a bunch of summer camp hijinks.
Yeah.
With one kind of plot running through it.
Yeah.
And I think what they're thinking it's going to be is this big red herring, but there's just a bunch of truly Meatballs-esque.
There's no setup for a red herring.
It's truly Meatballs-esque hijinks with far more profanity and darker tones. Yeah. But it's the exact same stuff of just like summer camp.
Yeah.
Like, that 4-minute scene of baseball.
I was going to say,
why?
In an 84-minute movie, you get a 5-minute scene of baseball.
Exactly.
For no reason.
And that's where I just go, think of how good this movie could be as like a 45-minute short film if they were really just cohesive about it and were a little bit more efficient.
They'd cut out all the things I like about it.
Yes, I know. Well, as I said, Hannah and I cannot see each other now without saying bastards, cocksuckers, pricks. Yeah. Like, we have to say it to each other at least once. So, I mean, I clearly love the movie from those elements, but I do think it struggles a lot by not having cohesion behind a lot of stuff. Like, even if Angelo was there at the baseball game, and we're just kind of like watching Paul and watching
that would make more sense.
And you at least got this like, oh, it's a comfort for her, and that's why she's willing to accept Paul. Because I think the whole idea is she's willing to accept Paul originally because he's shown to be Ricky's friend, and Ricky vouches for him, so she's like, he must be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it really kind of just comes out of nowhere, this whole like, Paul stuff.
I guess the question at the end of the day is, if you make this movie better,
does it get better?
Yeah, because it's like, if it was better, it would just be another forgettable summer camp slasher.
Yeah.
Like, there's tons of those already, Friday the 13th ripoffs. So it's like, I like this movie that it stands out.
It's not good, but it stands out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what are you giving it out of 10? Let's do that.
Oh, God. So
I'd go on pure enjoyment, 7.5.
By pure enjoyment?
Yeah.
What's the actual quality scale?
Oh, it's like a 2.
I was going to say, I think I can go up to a 4 because part of quality is enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's enough comedic stuff in here that's not meant to be comedic that this is one of the few movies I don't usually do. It's so bad it's good.
Yes.
This is one of the few movies I think is so bad it's good. Mm-hmm. Where it's like some of the Mel stuff at the end where he's like, I got him, Meg. And you're like, where's this coming from? Like you clearly are just looking at it to use crude terms. He's an old man looking for a piece of ass. Yeah. But he's talking about her as if it's this like long lost love that's been stolen from him.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's not what it is, man. Like,
but then again, if they added any more scenes in it, it makes it worse, I think.
Yeah, because you're never going to get it higher than... You're never going to get the quality of actor, writing, director. Yeah. Take it from... Isn't that just that summer camp movie? To like, it's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And to get to pretty damn good quality, we got to do a lot of work for this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I still love it.
I think this should be... as you said, we said on the show before, working on a feature, we're working on some short stuff. Mm-hmm. I think this should be the ultimate goal for you. Can you one day work yourself up the chain to eventually be able to direct the next Sleepaway Camp movie?
See, I wouldn't want to. I want to leave it as is.
Just leave it as is?
That's what I've always. That's what I say about every movie. Like,
just leave it as
talk
is.
to me. They're making a sequel. I wish they wouldn't. I just wanted to leave it alone. I love it.
Yeah, that's true. You are a pretty standalone guy. You want it to be by himself.
Yeah.
How you feel about the Mummy then, since the Mummy's...
Well, the Mummy Returns is inferior by a long shot.
You're talking about the CGI is so good with the Rock.
Oh my god. Like, there's a reason why that's still talked about as one of the worst visual effects shots.
So bad.
Ever.
Yeah, it's awful. No, Sleepaway Camp, I think, it's a fun getaway. It's 84 minutes. It's not even 90 minutes.
Exactly.
Just have some fun. Fuck around with it. This is a great way if you have younger people that are getting into the horror genre and really just want to have some fun. This is a great movie.
Yeah, if you're like, especially group watches.
Yes,
like
this is a group watch.
If you're like having a group hang out with, like, if you're getting high or drinking or something,
yes,
you're gonna get a lot of laughs.
Yes. I will say I would love to show this to some friends, especially one of our friends is a psychologist.
That'd be curious.
And I'd be really it'd be really fun to watch him get to this. That is our Sleepaway commentary track. Any final notes here for
you? Oh, I love it.
We ever gonna track down Sleepaway Camp 2?
I don't think so.
I've
heard it's very, very, like, it is just one of those forgettable slashers.
One, yeah.
So it's like,
Well, what's the next movie we're gonna do a commentary track for? This is very enjoyable. I really enjoyed getting to do this.
Maybe Wild America. This one we.
Oh yeah, God, Wild America would be.
Yeah.
I think another one from our past, the Page Master, could be really fun.
Yeah.
Page Master would be really fun. The problem is all the movies we want to pick will never get a single view whatsoever.
Maybe there's a cult following of one of those too.
Maybe.
I've never heard anyone talk about either, so we'll see.
But nonetheless, this has been our Sleepaway Camp episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching wherever you are. We had a blast doing it, and we hope you guys. Peace, love, and hugs to you all. Go like and subscribe where you can. Goodbye!